From lashes for days with the viral Liquid Lash Extensions mascara to awakening your eyes with lift and color from the Brilliant Eye Brightener, Thrive Cosmetics is the go-to when you want to amplify your everyday look. Plus, every product is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin. And for every product purchased, Thrive Cosmetics donates to help communities thrive. So every time you use your favorite Thrive Cosmetics product, you're helping communities you care about too. Amplify your everyday. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/shine26 for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/shine26.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dragon's Lair podcast in association with the Riverside Sports Bar, the home of live sport and great burgers in Newport. With me is Gavin Thomas. Hello, Gavin. How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was good. My son got an award at our junior rugby awards, so that was positive for him. And I forgot the name of one of the children I was giving an award to, so that was less good for that lad.
Fair enough. Andy's back. Gareth Leclerc, he is back with us. How are you, Gareth? Have you recovered from Montpellier yet?
Oh, just about washed the smell of beer off me. Yeah, good to be back. Enjoyed listening last week, to be fair. It's a good pod with Dan on. But yeah, pleased to be back, boys.
Yeah, we had a lot of comments about the pod that we did with Dan. Fair play. He was quite popular. So GP Air Conditioning got in touch and said, another great pod, lads. Last bit of love after a tough weekend. Dan speaks very well, he said. Very insightful and knows his onions. Which, he is a coach. So
yeah, you'd hope
you
so.
expect that. Yeah, you'd hope so. All the best to him at Abertillery, he said. And then someone on Spotify, anonymous account, said, wonderful podcast. Love the detail in your analysis. Most other rugby podcasts lack this detail. I will point out, it's not like this every week. That was only analysis because Dan was on. Yeah, this is not an analytical podcast whatsoever. But it was nice to have Dan on.
I think we're more analytical than most pods. Not criticizing other pods, but other pods are like, yeah, we're really great. And, we do tend to give answers for why we think things actually are the case.
Yeah, we don't say we're really great apart from Gareth. I think he's the only person who does say that, but we definitely don't say it.
It's because we are.
And you and I were optimistic last week, and look what that got us, Jamie.
Exactly.
I blame you, Gareth.
You were as well. I was listening back, and I really did enjoy the listen. But I was like, bloody hell, the boys are very positive. What's happened?
Yeah.
Well, not again.
Yeah. I was positive, and look what happened. Shit is my thanks. That's what happened. Regular listener saying he got in touch. He said, best rugby pod, up the dragon. So, yeah, we had a few comments on last week's pod with Dan. So, thank you, Dan. Much appreciated. Good luck with Abertillery. And, yeah. But you were missed, Gareth, and it's good to have you back, mate. It really is good to have you back.
Cheers, boys.
Well, you were Mr. Popular last night, wasn't you? A Rodney parade. People wanting selfies with you and all this sorts of holding babies at one stage. What was going on?
Oh, like a president, didn't I? Yeah, it was. Do you know what? There's nothing nicer than someone saying like, "Oh, I listened to the pod" and giving you the thumbs up. That's nice. But yeah, people asking for photos and stuff made me feel maybe a bit out of my comfort zone. Really, I'm not used to that, but it is nice. I met a few people who listened to the pod out in Montpellier as well, which was good fun. Yeah, so good chatting with the fans.
As I said on Twitter this week, Gareth, you are the face of Newport.
That's a worry.
He's the star of the pod now.
Yeah. The problem is we're the aging ones. He's the he's a good-looking lad drafted into bringing the teens. And,
that's a worry. Yeah, might have to sub someone in, I think, for that.
No, it's true. You are the Ronan Keating of this podcast. Yeah. If we were boys, so you're Ronan Keating. I'm Mikey Graham, the one nobody likes, but I'm the most talented one. So that's how it is. Gavin, do you want to be Shane or Stephen Gately?
Is Stephen Gately the one who died?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably closest to death. So yeah, that's that's the one.
Well, I will have to call out the one person who come to say hello to me yesterday, and I can't recall their name because it was so funny. They went over, Gareth, what's happening, mate? All right, shake my hand. I'm like, oh, what's happening? But they're like, bloody hell, mate, seen you having selfies. You'll be signing autographs next. Yeah, having a laugh and stuff. And I'm like, sorry, mate, what was your name? And he stopped dead in his tracks. He was like, shit, we've never fucking met. I was like, oh. It's like, mate, I don't watch you listen. Like, come on, isn't it? It's just bizarre. Dear me. But I'm glad, people who do listen, it feels like a family, the pod, doesn't it? So it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that did tickle me.
I did have a few people come up to me as well. I think it was Ian in the pub come up to me, spoke about how much he enjoyed the pod last week. I'm sure that guy's name was Jamie with the teenage daughters. I might be wrong, but I'm sure he said I'd had a few. I'd had a few yesterday, but I'm pretty sure he said his name was Jamie. So it's good to meet him. And yeah, anyone else that said hello. So it's nice, but it's a bit weird, isn't it, when people just come up to you, random strangers,
Yeah,
be like, I
it,
feel
it
a bit
was really nice
uncomfortable.
to meet him. And thanks for the photo with your daughters. And I do apologize for what my brother started singing, which I won't repeat on the pod, but anyone can message him on Twitter and ask.
Yeah, that's not for repeating on this
No.
podcast. This is fair to say. Oh, speaking of your brother, do you want to tell the listeners about the song that he sung, the Finney and Easy? It was class, mate. It was really
So,
good.
so those on the terrace will know quite well, especially down the end by the stand up for the Men of Gwent sign, that Lofi he's the choir master. He does get a lot of the songs going, and especially a lot of the new songs tend to come from him. And he tried to get a new one going for Anisi, which a few people did join in on. So when we seen Feeney after the match on the pitch, lovely guy, by the way, absolute legend, we were like, oh, he's got a song for you. So he started to sing it. But you can imagine poor Anisi, it was quite awkward because Loaf, and he's a big fella, Loaf, and he's just
Yes.
like, did it, did it, did it, did do, did it, did it, did it, do, did it, did it, did it, did do, did it, did it, did it, do, did it, did do. Did it do did it do and Nisi did it and Nisi was like fucking hell. He did laugh, to be fair to him, but you could see on his face he was like, these Dragons fans are nuts. Like, what's this about?
He enjoyed it. I can tell
He
he
did
enjoyed
enjoy
it.
it,
To be
yeah.
fair, he pissed himself laughing, so I think he really enjoyed it.
It's going to catch on next season, that, to be fair. The whole crowd will be singing this soon.
Oh, that was funny. I really
Just need to
enjoyed
get
that.
Dragons to play Tequila over the PA, and
Yeah.
it'll save the embarrassing.
Well, it's better when they play I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys when there's an injury. And the crowd are
Oh, I
actually
hate
singing
it.
along with that now. You're like,
I know.
it's a rugby game. What's going on? I know we've called out it before, but you're like,
We have.
it's
Yeah.
not the song that's needed right now to get the boys going.
It got played in our changing rooms a couple of weeks ago after the game, and like loads of the boys were singing it. What the hell is going on here?
After the game's all right, I think. That's not too, but during, when you're like, you need that sort of fighting spirit.
Mind you, last week, one of my mates now posted up on Instagram. So we've just won the cup last week, and we've got this playlist. And one of our coaches, a South African guy, has picked "Someone Like You" by Adele.
Oh,
And
what?
it's come on. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? But then there's no, like, apart from me, everyone is just singing along with it,
Oh,
and
Christ.
including the opposition. And Ash has recorded it and stuck it on his Instagram story over pictures of us winning the cup. And I was about
Brilliant.
halfway through it, I just burst into tears. I was in floods of tears. I think it was a big thing. I'd played for the club for 20 years, and we'd won a cup with it. And yeah, so
Oh.
it's weird songs that people at rugby play.
Oh, dear me. That's quite nice, actually, Gav, to be fair. It started funny, but that was quite a nice story.
Oh, I know, but it's not exactly a rousing post-match anthem, is it? Adele, Someone Like You. Come on.
I'll send you the link to Ash's story. It's great. It's quite an emotional moment, but
Okay, maybe I'd be miserable then, but I don't.
maybe.
I don't like that song. I'll be honest.
Oh no, I'm not a fan. I really don't see the point to it. But
No. Right. Let's start as we always do with Newsdesk then. So we had two bits of good news. Hooker Ollie Burrows and second row Matthew Screech have signed new deals to stay of Rodney Parade. Burrows has had a really good season, hasn't he, boys? 12
Yeah.
games in all competition, scoring 5 tries. He's only 23, Ollie Burrows. I don't know why.
Is
I
he
thought
really?
I thought he was slightly
Oh.
older. I don't know why I thought that, but I did. So yeah, I think that's really good news. I'm a big fan of Ollie Bowes, and he's a unit. He's massive.
He
Apparently,
is a big boy, isn't he?
he's the heaviest hooker in the squad,
Yeah.
like biggest and heaviest hooker. 33-year-old Screech has signed a multi-year deal. So he's played 213 games now for the Dragons over 2 spells for the club. I don't know if you remember, but he had an excellent couple of seasons under Dean Ryan when he came to the club. And then that attracted the attention of Cardiff. They came sniffing after him and they gave him this ridiculous big money offer, which he took. Fair enough. You know, you got to go where the money is. And to be fair, Dragons had already signed Will Rowlands at that time. So it made
Yeah.
sense for Screech to move on. He goes to Cardiff, doesn't really do anything. He struggles for game time. He's in and out of the squad. He comes back to us on loan because Will Rowlands gets injured for Wales. And then we extend this loan and then we sign him permanently. And to be fair, he has been a solid squad player ever since. He's always been a solid player for us, Screechy, over the 2 spells. So, you know, he's probably what, 3rd, 4th choice now, and that's absolutely fine. I think these are 2 bits of really good news actually for the squad.
Yeah, it's great. It's nice to have Screech then as 3rd or 4th choice that is someone experienced. We're not throwing in a kid.
Yeah.
And that's good. And I do think he's had some good performances this season. Like we've mentioned it, like the competition in the squad's probably brought the best out of him. So good experienced head, you know, good to keep him around. And yeah, great to sign Ollie Bowes. The competition for hooker next year is great. And I really love all our hookers. So
We've got 3 hookers. Genuinely, all 3 of them could be in the Welsh squad for me.
yeah.
You know, that all of them bring a certain degree of quality. Yeah, I think Brody's first cab off the rank for myself.
Agreed.
But I
Yeah.
really like Ollie. I
I
think
do,
you know it's like we've talked about a number of times, Jamie. It's just his physicality, and I think Screech has brought an additional physicality this year. And I think because I think that's how the second row's playing. He's just kind of thrown themselves into it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some of
absolutely.
Ollie's tries this season as well have been brute force, haven't they?
Mm.
And we've seen teams like the Bulls try and do it to us, but Ollie can go and do it the other way. But yeah, I'd agree Brody's number 1 at the moment, or you know, number 2 more accurately. But yeah, great stock of hookers. Good news.
And don't forget Sam Scarf as well. He's pushing.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a young talent as well. Yeah, Ollie Burrows, he really took his opportunity, didn't he, when both Dee and Brody was injured. And he was really good. I think it was that period from December to January. He
Yeah.
was really, really good, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm delighted. I liked him. And you was at that Q&A, wasn't you, Gareth? Remember when he spoke?
Oh, he was
Meet the
awesome,
place.
wasn't he?
I tell you what, he spoke so well. And I still talk about that to this day, how well he spoke. For such a young player, he spoke so maturely. And I loved his passion. I thought, I like you, mate. You're going to get on fine. And he had some really nasty injury, like, didn't he, in his first season, which was a shame.
Yeah.
I think it was the
Where's he
shoulder,
from?
wasn't it?
Is he West
Neath.
Walian?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Neath.
I thought he was from the West somewhere.
Yeah, he's a Neath boy, Ollie Bowes. But I really like him. I think he's class. And then with Screechy, yeah, experienced, solid club player.
Yeah.
Welsh international, of course. Don't forget that. But yeah, decent news, isn't it? I think we're all pretty pleased with that.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. In other news, Dan Lydiate is leaving the Dragons to become a permanent member of Steve Tandy's Wales coaching team this summer. Lydiate was involved in the national setup in the autumn and Six Nations and will now take up a full-time role. Lydiate will be responsible for contact skills and will work alongside incoming defence coach Pete Murchie. So, from a Welsh rugby point of view, I think this is very good news because I think Dan Lydiate has the potential to be a very good coach. From a Dragons point of view, it's not so good news, is it? We've now lost Patchell and Lydiate from the coaching setup, which is slightly concerning, and it does make you think, will they be replaced? Should they be replaced?
Well, they should be replaced.
Yes. Do you know?
We need a skills coach and we need a breakdown coach.
Well, we've seen how much we've benefited this year from having a full coaching ticket, and I'd include Liz and Patch in that. But also, you know, we've gone for seasons before without a defence coach, and you know, we've been stretched too thin. Full coaching ticket this season. Took a while for the boys maybe to gel with all the changes, but you know, we come on really strong. Let's not take a step back and go in spread a bit thin again next season. Let's, you know, we have to invest, put the money where the mouth is, and you know, it's important. We need the coach. We're not going to make an abundance of top quality signings, so we need top level coaching to get the best out of our squad. I think it's really important that they're replaced.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Gavin, you agree with that then?
Yeah, well, I think we need 3 additional coaches. They don't have to be full time, but I think we need a skills coach, we need a scrum coach, and we need a breakdown and contact coach.
Fair enough. I'm skeptical as to whether the Dragons will actually bring in all these coaches.
No, well,
Um,
so am I, but
Yeah, I am as well, actually, because for all the love I have for our owners, there is sometimes a lot of talk about how we're going to spend money, and it isn't always backed up in truth be told. So I know there's a lot off the field that, we don't know, and there's a lot of difficulties there, but we need a strong coaching ticket. That should be the paramount focus now.
yeah, I think the problem is we are a club that's always done things on the cheap, and that's because we've had to,
Yep.
because we were poorly funded compared to the other three, so we've always had to do things on the cheap. But I don't think now is the time for that. They gotta keep investing. It's really important. You gotta keep investing, otherwise you stand still and you're just left behind. So I think it is important. The Dragons, like you said, Gavin, it doesn't have to be full time.
no.
It could be one day. I think that's what Lydiat and Patchell were working at Bustred. I think they would just stay one day a week, and that's fine. But yeah, I think we do need some
It's
additional
felt like in the
coaches.
past we've had a what can we get away with sort of attitude,
Yeah,
and let's not do that. Look how good that crowd was on Saturday night compared to what it would have been the end of last season. And we can grow that again next season if we can, continue our momentum. So please invest in the coaching. I think it's important, and the players deserve it as well. We've got top players that deserve that time and that coaching to take them to the next level.
I think you can't do elite coaching on the cheap.
No, not at all.
Because if you do, you end up with not elite coaching and then not elite performances. It's not difficult.
Yeah.
I think people, they talk a lot about bringing in marquee players and top class players, but I think coaching appointments are just as critical as player appointments.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
100%.
got to bring in top
A
coaches as
top
well.
class coach can make a team better,
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%, definitely.
and mediocre coaching can make a good team mediocre.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, I am pleased for Dan. Like I said, I think he's going to turn into a very good coach because he's very experienced. He's been there, done that, British Lion. But yeah, from a Dragons point of view, being a bit selfish, I would have preferred if he'd stayed with
Yeah,
us.
Yeah, same.
But
100%.
all the best to Dan.
Yeah, yeah, thank Dan for his efforts. But yes, it's sad to see him go, but great move for him.
Oh yeah, you can see why he's taken that
Yeah.
opportunity. Fair play to him. And then finally, the leavers list was announced this week. We knew it would be. There were 7 players on the list. We obviously know about Aaron Wainwright. So the full list is Aaron Wainwright, Jumbo, friend of the pod, James Benjamin, Luke Yendall, Ewan Rosser, Niall Armstrong, George Roberts, and Mackenzie Martin. So the standout name in our list for me was Niall Armstrong. And I think it was for a lot of people as well, who I have to say, I'm very surprised and disappointed he's leaving us because I really like him. I think he's been very good. He has been in better form than Rodri this season. He gives us a lot more pace and tempo. I'm a big fan, and it's disappointing to see him go. I really liked him.
He's a good
What do you
player.
think?
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a nice guy. Spoke to him on the way back from Montpellier, and lovely guy. And he said he wasn't staying on, and he wanted to as well. So it's disappointing, but yeah, the club's made the decision that we feel we can bring in something stronger. But yeah, I think he's been really good. He's the type of 9 we like as well, and he barks his forwards around. He's got a lot about him. So, and you could see he was still really passionate when he played Saturday night. So wish him all the best. Hope he goes to
Yeah.
a good club because he'd be a good pickup for someone.
We have been reliably informed that we're looking at an overseas 9 and a scrum half for Moana Pacifica.
Yeah.
So it'd be quite interesting. I'm not going to give the name away, but yeah, I'm sad to see Niall go. I thought he was good. I liked him a lot. Mackenzie Martin was a frustrating one, though, wasn't he? He only made 4 appearances, and he wrote on X this week. He said, "Grateful for the opportunity to represent the Dragons. It's been a pleasure. Disappointed to have been injured the last 6 months with 2 knee injuries back to back. That's pretty tough. On to the next chapter. All glory to God. He is going to France, according to reports. So I think that's a great opportunity for him. And Well, it's a shame, really, isn't it? It hasn't worked out. I had high hopes. I know you two were quite sceptical when we signed him at the time, wasn't you? And I think fair enough now, because it has turned out to be a bit of a disappointment.
Uh,
Not entirely Mackenzie Martin's fault with the knee injuries, but I had high hopes for him. But I still think that Gatland chucked him in too soon in his career.
oh God, yeah. I think I was having this discussion on Twitter with your brother this week, Gareth. And I think there's the roots of a really good player there. Because he's big, he's physically quite imposing. He just hasn't had a run of luck, and I'm just hoping wherever he goes to,
Yeah,
he just gets a run of luck because he deserves it. He's a young man, and I would just like to see him be successful. It's a shame he couldn't be with us,
yeah.
but
And he had some good. He was brilliant against Leinster home, wasn't he? He was
Oh, he's very
unbelievable.
good.
And
Yeah.
then away in Perpignan, he was dog shit. Like it was.
Well,
He's
to be
got
fair, Gareth, a lot of players were mind that
yeah,
day. It wasn't
oh
just
yeah,
his
no,
back.
no,
I think,
I don't think you can mark him out there, can you?
yeah. But it's
yeah.
consistency I think needs to improve. But yeah, I guess without like a good run of games, it's hard to get that anyway. But yeah, I wish him all the best. There's some legends on that list as well. Jumbo's been a proper Dragons legend, isn't he? And it's nice
Very
to
early
hear.
guest on the pod.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I was going to talk about to the players later, but I'll just say about Jumbo. So I did get to speak to Jumbo after the game, and I said, "Do you remember coming on the pod?" He's like, "Oh yeah, yeah." And he was one of our very first guests, Gavin, wasn't he? I think we
Yeah,
had Reinhard Landman before him, and then he
yeah,
was Jumbo, and he was great, wasn't he? He was really good, nice guy.
yeah.
Been a fantastic servant to Gwent Rugby. I did say to him, "Have you got anything lined up now? What's next for you?" And he said he's been offered a job in the Dragons Academy, which
yes,
is really good news.
brilliant
So
news.
he's going to be around in the setup, and quite
Yeah.
right too, because he's got so much experience. He was a very talented player, Jumbo.
Oh,
He'll play SRC, I imagine, as well, won't he?
I don't know. He didn't mention that. He just said he'd been offered
I
a job
hope
in the
so.
Drags. He could definitely do a job for Newport. I think he'd be really good for Newport, actually.
Chuck a couple of pounds and go back to the back row now and tear it up in the SRC because his skills are second to none.
Well, he played back row. He even played a centre, didn't he? Under
Yeah,
Bernard Jackman for a couple of games, and then he converted to hooker. Fair play.
But
he is
he was a
quality.
centre when he was younger because he said that when he was on the pod, didn't he?
That's
When he
right,
was
he
a
did.
kid.
Yeah, you
When he
did.
was a
Yeah,
kid, he played 12 and 13.
yeah. But it was nice to chat to him. I shook his hand and said all the best. I'm really pleased he's going to be staying at the Dragons in
No,
another capacity. I think he'd be a fantastic coach.
I really like him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
lovely
guy.
guy.
Yeah, really nice guy. Okay, that's the news done. Should we talk about what happened on Saturday?
No.
Unfortunately, we will have to talk about the game. So there was no fairy tale farewell for Aaron Wainwright, unfortunately. At Rodney Parade, as Dragons lost 15-24 to Edinburgh in front of a crowd of just over 7,000. Really good attendance. Fair play, that was a good attendance. Dragons failed to turn pressure into points, and they failed to take advantage of Edinburgh being down to 14 men twice. And two disallowed tries just added to the frustration of a disappointed evening. So here's the thing. I don't want to be too critical about last night because I know the players have worked incredibly hard. This has been a much better season. I think we could all agree on that.
Mm.
They have done a lot of travelling in recent weeks. I think that does need to be taken into account. We know we had to go to South Africa. Then it was Paris, wasn't there? And then it was Parma. Then we had to go out to Parma again. And then we had to go to Montpellier. So they've done a lot of air miles, these guys. And it has taken its toll. And I do think, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, actually, I said the players now are starting to look a bit tired. And we're starting to see the Dragons are fading away now in recent games, particularly in the second half. So I don't want to be too negative because there is context around our performances recently. But having said that, I've got to be honest with you, boys. I was disappointed with that performance on Saturday.
Mm.
I was really disappointed because we talked about it on the pod last week, didn't we, Gav, with Dan? We felt Edinburgh were there for the taking. And look, Edinburgh were not great by any means, but what they were was clinical. And I thought our execution really let us down on Saturday and not taking advantage of Edinburgh being down to 14 men. You've got to make them pay for that. Like twice
Yeah.
they were down to 40 men. You have got to punish them. That's what good teams would do. They punish teams with poor discipline, and we just couldn't take advantage of it. And I don't know. It just felt like a massive missed opportunity. And these are the
Mm.
games the Dragons have to win. You know, Dragons have to be judged on beating the teams that surround them or below them, because that's just where we are right now. You have to beat your Zebras, your Scarlets, your Edinburghs, your Bennettons. These are the kind of games that Dragons get judged on. And for me, like I said, it just felt like a massive opportunity missed. So I was quite disappointed. As for the game itself, I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy it. It was too stop-start, too much interference for the TMO. The best thing for me about Saturday night was going on the pitch and speaking to the players afterwards, which we'll come on to in a bit.
Yeah, that was
But
class.
I found the evening, well, the game as a whole, not the evening, but the actual spectacle, very, very frustrating and very disappointing. So that's my thoughts on it. Gavin, do you want to go first? What was your reflections on Saturday night? Are you in the same
Yeah.
camp as me?
Oh no, absolutely, absolutely. Kind of, they served me right for being optimistic, I suppose. But
And me?
yeah, and, we're both NFL fans, Jamie, and kind of in the NFL, that kind of red zone kind of intensity where
Yeah,
you've got to make the right decisions every time we get in that red zone. We just lacked it. The decision making was poor. Passes were too early or too late.
yeah,
We tried too many phases battering at the line. And it was easy to defend. That every time we go in the 22, it wasn't easy to defend. And when we did score tries, we scored a try off a set piece, which are harder to defend. And fair play to Dylan, he did superbly well there to get
Yeah.
over. And then we scored a try from a genuine piece of genius by Tina's. But I think other than that, Tina's decision making. At times he just held on the ball a bit too long sometimes. Great player and played well, but I think we just lost our heads a little bit in the 22. And that's what did for us in the end. And then defensively, I think we did really well to shut down Darcy Graham, who was an absolute handful.
yeah.
But we almost kind of forgot that you've got a massive South African bloke on the other wing, and he got the ball twice and scored 2 tries. Because we just didn't defend. And there were parts of it. I thought, ref was a bit finicky at the breakdown, so we weren't always getting what we wanted from there. And Thomas Young, who lives on the edge anyway, was getting caught out. And it wasn't about the set piece that let us down. What let us down was the fact we didn't make the right decisions at the right times. But I do really want to kind of big up a couple of players. I thought Aniran had a great game, just really
What a player.
into everything. I thought he had a great game. I thought Thomas Young had a great game despite being caught out
I did. Yeah.
quite a few times. I thought Ben Carter put in a massive shift defensively, and Harry Keddy just got around the park remarkably. So, they were great performances, but we just lacked something.
Yeah, it just didn't click, did it, all night? Something felt off
Yeah.
when I was watching. And we huffed and puffed in the 22, didn't we? And it's like you said, Gav, we were making poor decisions. We panicked. I kind of feel like we've gone a bit backwards in our attack because we have praised the attack quite recently for being improved. But it's like we're making the same mistakes. We've been a bit Dragonsy where we're making bad decisions, poor passing, not being patient enough in the 22. So to me, it felt like a little bit of a step backwards watching us on Saturday. Would you go along with that?
Oh no, 100%. If you think about how sharp our attack has been recently, and how blunt it was in the 22. And that wasn't a coaching thing. We'd criticised coaching in the past. That was just players, I think, just caught in the rabbits in the headlights moment and just weren't making the right decisions at the right time.
Yeah, fair enough.
You talked about being clinical. It lacked the sharpness because we did long passes when we really just needed to bring in players on the short. We did short passes when we needed to put the ball wide. When we got the ball in the 5 meter line, their defence was great, and we were just battering at it. And instead of trying a couple of phases and switching, we just tried until we lost the ball. It got a bit frustrating for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Tia said after the game, we created enough opportunities to win it. It was similar to Montpellier. There wasn't much flow to the game. It was a little stop-start, but ultimately, we didn't take our opportunities. We wasn't accurate. I said to the group in a huddle afterwards that we have got to stay tight. Spot on, isn't he? Pretty much what I've said.
Yeah.
Stop-start game. We had opportunities. We didn't take them. It's just really frustrating. Gareth, what was your reflections on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think I'd echo a lot of what you guys said. I'd take it back to the bit the way you said we had over 7,000. I thought that shows so much. That shows how far we've come this season, and I believe we could get that every single week and grow that. I especially enjoyed. I don't know whether you could hear it from your side, but the Whiteheads boys, this big group of them chanting "Eds are going up."
Yeah,
Because Whiteheads had got promotion when there was a line out and Wayner was on the pitch smiling at them, which was that was quite comical. That was a nice
yeah.
moment. Echo what Gav said as well. I thought Dylan took his try really well and had a good game. Some dogged defence and some of the players that Gav named stood up like Owen, etc. I think part of it, I think I'd give some credit to Edinburgh. I think we struggled with their defence. They were getting off the line quickly and putting pressure on us out wide, blocking passing lanes. And you said that we looked a bit like rubbers and headlights. I think we were at times, but it was their pressure. And it was, Tina spotted it that one time, put that kick in for Rio, where when Keddy ends up going over, and that was brilliant. Like Rio literally leaves Darcy Graham eating grass, which was absolutely fantastic. And then at the following kickoff, we're giving Darcy Graham pelters, and Rio's just eyeballing him at the same time, which was that was quite enjoyable. We thought, oh, we've got a bit of momentum here, and we were getting up for it. But for one of the first times in the second half of the season, we looked desperate and we did actually lose a bit of composure.
Yes.
Sorry,
and the thing with their defence, the way it was coming up, if we'd just done a bit more of what Tinas had done for that try, of just do sharp little kicks through, or just changing the point of attack at the last minute, because we're playing really flat, which is the right thing to do against a defence like that. But maybe just a couple of pullbacks and just change the point of attack a few times. And then, we would have tested the resolve of their defence.
Yeah.
But because we kept doing the same things, the defence kept doing the same things, and, they won.
We essentially made it easy for them. We were giving man and ball, weren't we? Luckily, Anisi can still get himself over the gain line, but there were times you're thinking, don't give it to him, don't give it to him. You could see it a mile off, and we still give him the ball. You're like, oh, this is...
I could see where it was going, and I'm renowned for being terrible in defence. And, you could...
It was, it was at times you're thinking what we're doing, and we looked a bit panicked. We looked like we were desperately trying to win, but that bit of composure in our game to take the right options had gone. But how good's Rio been this season, though?
Oh, superb!
Seeing him skin Darcy Graham. Obviously, he had one chalked off, which was a shame, because that was a lovely little.
That was a superb try. But Angus had knocked
on.
But
that little flip from an Owen. But he was hungry, wasn't he, Rio?
Yeah.
So it's great to see him playing like that. But it's just frustrating. I felt, after we weren't getting points on the board, after a lot of pressure, and they'd get a yellow card. I was saying in the stand, I think we take the 3.
Yeah,
we've got the best part of 10 minutes then to go and. Even another 3 would have put us in the lead. And you're like, it's...
If you keep them under the cosh, teams will fall apart, but we kept giving them outs.
Yeah. That's it, exactly. So it was a bit frustrating. I think we could have been a bit smarter, and I think if we were away from home, I think we would have been taking those points. So it's frustrating that why didn't we do it at home? But it is easy to say with hindsight, but just got away from us then in the end, and we looked a bit shattered and a bit panicked. But do you know what? Despite all that, love this team. Like it's been great, isn't it? And the effort that's going in. Even on Saturday night, we were poor. We didn't play our best, but we were still a lot better than we have been. I think we still showed a lot of fight in defence. And we're led by a lot of like young Gwent men like Brody, Owen, Carts, etc. So that's brilliant. So it was enjoyable, and I'd have to agree though, Jamie. The best part was going on the pitch afterwards, wasn't it? That was nice.
Yeah, it was. And look, I get what you're saying, Gareth, and I don't disagree, but I just felt so disappointed with that performance. And I think Elliot D summed it up really well today on his Instagram page. I don't know if you saw it. He said, tough one to take. He said, gutted as some lads are leaving the club without getting the send-off they deserved. And he's right, isn't he? Because this was not the performance we wanted for Wayno's last game of Rodney Parade. It felt really flat.
Yeah. And I wanted him subbed off with a couple of minutes to go. to have a standing ovation, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. You're spot on about Rio, by the way. So the Wales squad is being announced next week. If my Rio is not on the Wales squad, I'm going to lose my shit.
I seen you said we riot, didn't you, online?
We riot if my
Fucking
Rio
right.
is not in the Wales squad. We scored, I think, contender for try the season, by the way.
Yeah, it's class, wasn't it?
Keddy's try. But how good was Rio?
Yeah.
He's been so good, hasn't he, in recent weeks? He deserves his place in the Wales team. I think if he misses out again, there's serious questions to be asked about why he's not being picked because he can't do anymore. I think he's been brilliant.
But he's in better form than Josh Adams.
Yeah.
Reece Sammet, I don't really care one way or the other, put him in the squad. Then, who else do you put in the side instead of him? If it's Gabriel Hamer-Webb, who isn't the player I dislike, but like genuinely, does Steve Tandy not like Newport or something?
It's not even Rio should be in the squad. He should be starting.
Well, if you were
he's been
picking
on fire.
form players in Wales, or Welsh form players, you'd have Reece Sammet on one wing, you'd have Rio on the other wing, and then you'd have Angus at fullback if you were picking form players.
But the thing with Rio as well, you're right. You'd pick him on form, but also he's been there and done it with Wales, and he's performed well for Wales. He's not let Wales down, so it's not a risk. And now when Rio's as he's playing like he is at the minute, I think why would you not want him in your side? But just to go back to that try as well, where Rio makes that break, it all starts from Seb Davis nicking the line out. Yeah. And that summed up the best of the Dragons.
Well, and Thomas Young's run, I think there's credit there because Thomas Young has bumped off because at first he's running sideways and stop running sideways. And then he straightens up. And I don't know who it was. I think it was one of the back rowers. I tried tackling him. He hasn't even handed him off. He's just hit him and he's run over him.
He's a lovely player to watch. His running lines, everything. It's like he's playing a different game at times. But everything about that try was good. We steal a line out. We decide to spin it instead of just hoofing it. And then it goes to Thomas. It's really good. Top try. Love that.
It's worth pointing out that Ellis Mee is injured, so I think there is a really good chance that Rio could get back in the Wales squad. He deserves to, like I said, we're going to riot if he's not. But it will be interesting to see how many Dragons players are being called up. So this is the squad for the Barbarians and then for the Nations Championship. Dragons always have a good contingent of players for Wales when we play the Barbarians for some strange reason. I don't know why. So I would like to think there will be more than 3 Dragons players. I mean, I'd love to see Ryan Woodman in there, to be honest, as well.
I'm at the Barbarians game. I want to see a big Dragons contingent.
What Woodman had his 50th game for the Dragons already.
20, is he 22, 23?
22.
Wild. Absolutely.
He's going to set the record, isn't he? He's going to end up getting a record for Dragons appearances.
I
hope so.
Yeah.
I had a good chat with his dad out in Montpellier as well. Yeah. He's up to 115 kilos.
He's bulked up. I saw that on Saturday. He's big. He's a big lad.
Stone.
Good bit of timber that, isn't it? And he can get about, can't he? So
he's mobile, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Welsh international in waiting, Ryan Woodman. It's just a matter 100%. Of time.
Yeah.
So
Tandy's very keen by all accounts.
Good. Pleased to hear that. When you look at the stats, though, for this game, Dragons actually came out on top in most areas, which is why it's frustrating. The result. We had more possession and territory than Edinburgh. We had 51% possession and 53% territory. We made more post-contact meters than Edinburgh, 286 meters. Tackle completion was 91%. That's pretty good. We won more turnovers than Edinburgh did. So, stats-wise, we come out on top in most areas. However, there are 2 stats which stick out. Line-out has been an issue lately. What is going on with the line-out? It wasn't very good again on Saturday. Our line-out success rate was just 71%. That is very low.
Was it that low?
God, according to Rugby Pass, it's 71%.
I didn't think it was that bad. Clearly it was.
No.
Yep. If the Rugby Pass stats are correct, then that's what they're saying, 71%.
They'd likely to be more correct than me just vibing it at watching it at home.
But it has been an issue lately, though, isn't it? The line out. And I don't know why, because it's been pretty decent for us for most of the season, but the last few games, it seemed to have gone to pot a little bit. Not sure why. And there's another stat as well, the 22-meter entry stat. is quite telling. So Dragons made 10 entries into Edinburgh's 22. They averaged just 1.5 points scored. Edinburgh made 8 entries into our 22 and they averaged 3 points per visit.
See, if
So
this was NFL, they would be all over that, wouldn't they?
I think that sums it up perfectly, that stat right there. Edinburgh took their opportunities and the Dragons didn't. Like I said, I don't think Edinburgh were particularly good.
No.
Yeah, they defended well. They had a bit more energy than us. But I don't think they were particularly good, but they were clinical. And every time they got into our 22, they looked like scoring. Whereas when we got into Edinburgh's 22, we were huffing and puffing and never really looked like scoring. I think that's the difference.
I don't think either team had particularly good discipline either.
No, they didn't. Thomas Young continued his excellent form. Mentioned him earlier. 23 tackles, 3 turnovers.
Ooh.
We're seeing classic Thomas Young now. Vintage Thomas Young. It is great to see.
He's been great at the back end of the season, hasn't he? Fair play.
Yeah, absolutely.
His recent form has been excellent, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Really,
I hope
really good.
Harry Beddle is spending a lot of time with him.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Shout out to Rodri Jones. He played 78 minutes after coming on early for Martinez when he had that knock. He hasn't actually played that much rugby this season because of a calf injury, but I thought he did all right. For someone who hasn't played much rugby.
Martinez was physical as well to start the game, which was a shame. He puts in some hits.
It looked like a shoulder injury, didn't it?
Yeah.
Rodri Jones is an interesting one, though, because I saw him up close when I met him. I had a very brief chat with him. He does not have the build of a prop at all. He's actually really tall and quite,
He's broad, but he looks like he could do with some pies, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's strange. He looked like he could be a second row or a back row. He just doesn't have the build or physical presence of a prop.
But I think he was a prop at the time when that was what props were looking more like. So, was he mid-30s or like in early 30s? When he was starting, they were selecting more big physical, like tall props. Oh God, who was the guy at Bath, the English guy, went on some talent show. Matt Stevens, was it?
Oh, yeah.
That was the era of those kind of 6'3",
Yeah.
17, 18 stone players at prop.
But it's good to see him back. He's got loads of experience. I like Rodri Jones, and unfortunately, his career did get messed around with Gatland because he put him in a tight head for Wales, and he was never a tight head, and I think that dented a lot of his confidence.
And it's hard enough at lowest level play. Can lucid or tight head you one or the other, really.
Yeah.
But in national level, even more so. When Chris Patterson got really confused about it all, when on the TV, the commentator said, "Oh, Rodri Jones only making his third start," and at which point Chris Patterson, who was co-commentator, was thinking, well, he must be young like the other lad opposite, who was playing opposite him, the young Scottish lad. And he's going, well, two young props up against each other. And then the other guy was going, no, Rodri Jones is an experienced prop. He just hasn't played a lot of rugby this season.
Young prop. Rodri is 33 years old. What's he on about?
A couple of seasons ago, though, he was really good. He's got great work rate. But mass does move mass, doesn't it? And you're like, just could do with being a little bit bigger for the scrums, to be fair. But
good to see him
player.
back.
Just want him to get fit, don't we? Like, proper Matt Sharp, not just having a couple of run-outs in SRC.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Gatland almost ruined his career, so he's bounced back from that, and I think he's a decent player, but he does need to stay fit. But he is at that age now, he's picking up more injuries, isn't he? So, yeah. I don't want to talk anymore about the game. I think I'm done. I got nothing else to say about it. Have you two got anything else to say about the game?
No, all good.
Yeah, okay. I want to talk about after the game now. Going onto the pitch. The hallowed turf of Rodney Parade. Oh, it's good for that. I loved it. As soon as I got on the pitch, it's like, oh my God, I'm on the pitch.
Do you think the pitch was hard?
Yes, I did think that.
I was like, flipping heck. I wouldn't want to get smashed on that.
No.
It's synthetic grass mix in this, so they have.
It's Deso with it. It's a mix of synthetic and grass. Yeah.
But they have a base, don't they? They have a solid base underneath.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, it was hard. So I had a chat with some of the players. I tried to get some of them on the podcast. Tried to do a bit of recruiting. Some were keen, in fairness. Others were not so keen. I don't think we're going to get Anne Wainwright on the pod. Gareth, as you well know, he doesn't seem keen at all, does he, to join us on the pod?
Yeah, I think he keeps himself to himself, does Wayno. So, yeah, we'll see. He said maybe if we get him pissed. So,
Yeah, he did say that. I said, oh, I'll have to have a few beers and get pissed first. It's like, you don't really. You really don't.
we
It'd be
don't fight
fine.
like.
But I told a couple of players because they'll be like, oh, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't really do stuff like that. I said, look, we're not the BBC, boys. We're not the BBC. We're very casual. We're very easygoing. We're not here to interrogate you. Come and join us for a chat.
It's just three fans having a chat,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, spot on.
So we're not doing a Paxman interrogation. Do you know what I
no,
mean? It's just
we're
come and
not
join
going
us.
to ask challenging. Well, we don't really ask challenging questions of players, do we? We're just interested in their experience.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a fun, casual chat. So Harry Keddy, Brodie Coughlin, and Di Richards said yes. Di was very keen, Di Richards.
There we go.
He's
That's
a nice
out
guy.
there then. So all the fans can message them online and tell them when you're getting on the pod.
Harry Keddy and Brodie were a bit unsure, but they did say yes. But Di Richards straight away, when I asked him without hesitation, said yeah. And I think Di would be a really good guest, actually, because he's got a good story, like a comeback. So he had that awful... He snapped his hamstring, didn't he, when he first played for the Dragons? That awful injury. Dragons let him go. He went and played for Newport, but he was working at the Dragons in the commercial team, selling hospitality and tickets, and he's found himself now back, and he's done well. Like I said, he has his limitations, as we've spoken about, but he's a really good finisher, and I like him. He's a nice bloke. So without hesitation, he said, yeah, I'll come on the pod. So I want to get Di Richards on the pod.
He scored my try of the season for us as well.
Oh, against Scarlets, was it? Oh, no, Munster, wasn't it?
Munster, yeah.
Tina De Beer's kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good, wasn't it? Speaking of De Beer, I had a chat with him. I asked him how his hand was. He said, oh, fine. He put his hand out to me. He said, feel that. I was like, what? He said, feel my hand. I'm like, fucking hell, here we go. Like, here we go. Can I get to feel Tina De Beer's hand? The hand of God. I went like that. It was rock solid. He said, oh, it's rock solid, isn't it? I went, yeah. I couldn't believe how hard that dressing was to protect his hand. But he said he's absolutely fine. And I said, you've had a brilliant season. Keep up the good work. He said, oh, cheers. Thank you for the support. So, yeah, I got to touch Tina De Beer's banged up hand, which is...
almost the hand of God, isn't it?
It is the hand of God. Yeah. Spoke to Di Richards. Nice. Brodie. So I got a funny story about Brodie. So his parents listen to our pod, and they're big fans of our pod, Brodie's parents. I said,
I met his old man in Montpellier as well. He's a good crack.
So I said to Brodie, but, do you want to come on the pod? He went, oh, Dragons League. He said, yeah, my parents listen to you guys. They really like the pod. I said, yeah. So he told me a funny story. When he was training in the gym, he had his tunes on from Spotify, but his Spotify account, he said, is linked to his mum's. So he was listening to these tunes, working out in the gym, but our podcast came on because his parents were listening to it. So they've got our podcast on in the gym on the loudspeaker when they're working out. And he said, the boys give you a load of stick for it afterwards. So I was thinking, I hope we weren't too critical of some players. Like, can you imagine they're working out? We're like, yeah, Rodri's been poor this season. And Rodri turns round to be mod. You can imagine it, can you? Can you imagine it? It was a very funny story. Yeah, I spoke to Ben Carter. What a lovely guy. Ben Carter. Is he the most polite person I've ever met? Ben Carter. Lovely guy.
Oh, do you know? I don't know, because I spoke to an Ivan Owen at length in Montpellier. He's
nice
game,
as well.
And he's one of the nicest blokes I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
They're both good guys. But there's a lot of good boys at that club. Fair play.
Yeah, and Harry Keddy was nice as well. I said, you've done really well since you come back from injury. He said, oh, cheers, mate, that's been tough. But he has, hasn't he? I think Keddy, since he's been so good, especially off the bench as well. I think he's been terrific. So, yeah, he said you do the pod, Brodie and Di Richards. Who else did I speak to? Can't remember who else I spoke to. I had a few, right? Yeah, I spoke to Ben. I mentioned that. Did you speak to Niall Armstrong last night, Gareth?
No, I didn't last night. I spoke to him in Montpellier, though. But
I wanted to speak to Niall because I just want to know if he had another club lined up, but I didn't get a chance to speak to him.
He said there was a bit of interest when I spoke to him the week before, so he's keeping his cards close to his chest, basically.
He's a good player, and someone.
He is a good player. Yeah,
he's bound to get picked up, shouldn't he? Well, surely someone should.
I did speak to Seb Davis and my brother, because my brother was on a massive tuck up with me with anyone who I spoke to, was saying about how much stick I used to give him when he played for Cardiff from the touchline. And Seb was like, yeah, I know all that. And he just pointed at the terrace. He's like, all the terraces used to abuse me. he was like, it's nice now you're on my side, or he's on our side even. So he's a nice guy, Seb. And I tell you what, trying to see him squeeze himself onto into the toilets on the plane was pretty funny going to Montpellier. He just couldn't close the door. He's fucking huge, isn't he?
He's been really good.
Was he about 6'8", 6'9"?
Oh yeah, and his old man's just as big as well.
What is he?
Yeah, you see where he gets if I'm spotting them all off. Yeah.
I
Good
like
guy,
Seb
though.
Davis. I liked him,
Yeah.
but I
He had
thought
a
it
good
was a good
game.
signing.
Good end to the season, isn't he?
Yeah, but he was one of those players that attracted a few snarky signings. Snarky comments when we signed him. And I think Seb has been really good. Loads of
Yeah.
experience, solid performer. Yeah, I've been happy with him.
It's probably the best
I think on
recruitment
the
window
whole,
we've ever had.
well, I was just going to say, I think on the whole, recruitment has been really solid.
Yeah. Don't think we've ever nailed it that much. Like it's been brilliant.
I tell you what was popular, mind, with the kids, was Harry Ackerman. Loads of kids wanting their photos with him and selfies.
What's that?
Yeah, loads of like teenage boys. Harry.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, he's very popular with the kids, Harry Ackerman.
Nice. And we mentioned Wayno. He was mobbed and he must have been last off that field. And he made sure he took a photo with every single kid who wanted one. That guy. And just to touch on what a legend he is, everyone knows he coaches down Whiteheads for the seniors. He also does some of the age grade coaching. But when he moves up to Leicester, he's going to continue to do the game analysis for the seniors as well. So they're going to send in the video, and he does it. I've seen what the breakdown looks like. It's absolutely brilliant for a club to have someone like Wayno breaking their games down, and he's going to continue to do that for the boys. Like the commitment of the man is class. To be fair,
Lovely stuff. And yeah, I did finally get to meet Wayno. I gave him a hug. Wished him all the best. I hope he wasn't too cringe, but I just thanked him for everything he'd done to Dragons.
big old boy, isn't he?
Yeah, I tell you who was bigger than who I thought as well. I was seeing up close was Rio. Has he bulked up recently, or has he always been that big? Because when I saw my son, I thought, bloody hell, you're bigger than what I thought.
Yeah, he's quite tall, isn't he?
Yeah.
They are just giant humans, though, aren't they?
They are. But it was nice to see the players and have a chat to them, be a one-on-one time and just, it was nice.
Catch what David Wright said? Because was it him speaking? I couldn't quite catch it. They had someone on a mic and then they said it was good to hear from our owner, and it was David Wright at the beginning.
No, I didn't. No, I couldn't see or hear anything because it was just all the crowd sort of pushed forward. I struggled to find a spot.
It was lovely to see.
Moving around. Oh, it was
just
like loads of kids. Yeah,
flooding the pitch. Like that's brilliant. And fair play, the players were out there for ages. Like can't fault them.
I think they enjoyed it as well, Gareth. I think the players liked that. There's some players are a little bit uncomfortable with stuff like that. I think I would be because I'm not a people person, But some players, they are a bit. Around all that, maybe not as comfortable with mingling with people. But I think a lot of the boys enjoyed it. And like I say, it was just nice to speak to the players. Like, I wasn't expecting to actually touch Titus De Beers' bandaged up hand. That was pretty fun. And yeah, it was nice to chat to Ben and everything. And
I spoke to Shea Hope as well.
Oh, did you? I didn't see Shea. What did he have to say?
He's doing all right with his injury. He's seeing a specialist again in a few weeks and hoping to be back for the second block of pre-season. Yeah. So it was a real nasty one, hamstring off the bone.
Yeah,
proper rough one, but he was he's got a bit of swagger about him. We call him Shea Goat. The team members call him Shason Derulo or something. Derulo, that singer or something. I don't know. I'm too old.
Oh, right.
But yeah, he's a good lad. To be fair,
you're too old. I know who Jason Derulo is. And,
I can't picture what he looks like. I guess he just looks like Shea Hope. I don't know. Do you think his mates call him Shea Hope? Who knows?
I doubt it. I don't think Jason Derulo's fans are fans of Welsh rugby.
I don't know, mate. Shea Hope's pretty good, mind. So
yeah, I'm going to suggest Shea Hope doesn't look like Jason Derulo because I've just looked Jason Derulo up.
Oh yeah,
He's black, isn't he?
He is a black man. That is correct. Yes.
Not quite what I was expecting, if I'm honest.
Are
But
you sure you got that right?
I have got it
Gareth?
right because I was told it on good authority by another player that thought it was funny, and then I
Right.
said it to Shay Hope, and he
Yeah.
confirmed that is what they call
Unless
him.
Shay Hope also has a similar Haitian Creole background to Jason Derulo.
But yeah,
Interesting.
it was good to chat to him. I asked him about that Scarlets game, and I said to him, "Oh, don't mind me saying this." I was like, "Oh, I seem like you got under Gareth Davis's skin. You know when we beat them at home?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah." He goes, "Don't know what was wrong with him." He goes, "Oh, I thought I'd get into him a bit because why not Gareth Davis?" And so he was pretty relaxed about it, to be fair. But he did have him, didn't he?
I love that. What an attitude. I love that.
Yeah,
I
good
thought they'd have a
stuff.
go at him because he's Gareth Davis in it.
Yeah, like a proper nipple boy, like and
I love
stuff.
that. I love that.
I love players like that. Oh, I love players who
Yeah.
are a bit of a shithouse.
Yeah,
I
absolutely love
want
Shea
players
Hope.
who got a bit of attitude and a bit of spunk, though. That's what we need at the
You
Dragons.
you don't win anything without a bit of arrogance. You got to have
Yeah.
it, and he's got aura. He does like he's a star in the
You've
making.
got to
So
bring a bit of spice to it, haven't you?
yeah,
Not everything can be mashed potatoes.
especially when I think we build this region on hard work and being humble. You do need that sprinkling of arrogance to be like, we're gonna go and win. I tell you what, Aaron Wainwright's got that. You can see why he's made it to the top. He won't mind me saying this, but when we caught up in the airport on the way to Montpellier, he goes, "Have you seen they've rested a few cheeky fuckers?" Like he wasn't happy.
That's how he said.
He's like, fucking rest anyone against us. Like we're going like so. I like that attitude as well. He's like, bring it on. You can see it in winners, can't you? It's just
Yeah.
the default setting. Good stuff.
Still lost though, didn't we? That's the problem, It's like we really should you say all that, but we still lost them on Montpellier.
Yeah, but
We should have
we
won.
put it
We
all
give
in,
her a
didn't we?
go, though.
Oh, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just want to thank the Dragons for allowing supporters to go onto the pitch. I think they did a really good. They didn't have to do that, by the way. Allow everyone on the pitch at the end. I thought it was really good of them to do, in fairness. And yeah, it was great to chat with the players, meet our fans of the pod,
Yeah.
especially you, Gareth. You're Mr. Popular. You're Ronan Keating now. Everyone wants your photo and autograph, and that's absolutely fine. Because, like I say, you're more of a people person than me. I can't deal with fame in the way that you can.
You love it, really.
I don't know. I
You
find it. I
just love
find it. I find it
After you've had it,
uncomfortable.
you say this now. When you've had a few beers, you fucking
Yeah,
love it.
you are more garrulous after a beer.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Once I've had a few, yeah, I do go off for one. But no, thank you to the Dragons for allowing us to go on the field and say goodbye to the players. And yeah, all the best to Wayno at Leicester because he's going to absolutely kill it there, isn't he?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gonna, and he's excited about the move. You can see that, and that's what we told Premier Sports as well.
smash
He's
it.
really buzzing. I'm pleased for him. It just wasn't the performance that I thought that
You know why he
that
went to
was
Leicester, though, don't you? Vale colours. They didn't need a
right.
thing to a Gwent side in England.
Oh well, yeah, true. True. No, but he deserves success, and I hope he gets it at Leicester. But it was a very good evening. Apart from the actual performance, it was a very good evening of Rodney Parade. So yeah, very enjoyable. And it was funny, wasn't it, Gareth, seeing all the kids, these little kids with like wigs and mustaches looking like Wainwright. I thought
You
it
could
was so
see that
funny.
on the You could see that on the TV.
And some of these kids are tiny and they're walking around with the wig, and
There was
I thought it was so
also
cute.
an old lady, and I do mean this with all respect, could barely walk, and she was, donned up in the Wayno gear as well. So he's had that much of a broad impact, but that's what you need in it, club superstars.
Yeah, and we want them on the pod. So Ben Carwin, I know you listen to this. Sort it out, please. We want Dave Richards. Brody said yes, and Harry said yes. Wayno said no. Well, he did say no, but he's I don't think that's going to happen. So we tried, but yeah, all the best to him. Right then, time for a bit of housekeeping. If you enjoy the pod, please leave us a nice review, a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We'll get you a shout out. And if you're watching this on YouTube, can you please like it and hype it? It is appreciated when you guys do that. Helps us to grow the channel, makes it easier for people to find us, and we appreciate all the support that we get. Right then, Gwent Rugby Roundup, Gav. So, Vale played Llandovery in the SRC final, and it's fair to say it was a very disappointing afternoon for the Steelmen, wasn't it?
Yes, losing out 27-10 to Llandovery, a second final in a row. Now that Ebbw have kind of lost their way a bit. And you watched the game, I did not, Jamie, but kind of poor disciplinary performance, a number of yellows and a red. And Llandovery kind of winning in all sections of the park, sadly.
Yeah, they were the best team. Gareth, you watched it as well, didn't you? I think you agree with me. I think Llandovery were by far the better team.
They were the better team, yeah. It was a proper SRC scrap that won it. It was a few handbags and stuff, but yeah, they were the better team. Shame Owen Conker went off as well because it looked like he had a strong start to the game, and he's a nice big unit, isn't he? So
I was watching the Arsenal game with my son, so I missed out on that.
Yeah, it's a shame about Owen. I think he's such a talented player. I think he's got a really high ceiling, but he's just getting these knocks. Now he's having really wretched luck with injury, and I feel for him because I think he's got so much potential.
I agree.
But yeah, very disappointing. Where do you think it's gone wrong for Edinburgh then, Gav? Because cast your mind back a couple of months ago, Edinburgh were flying in the league. Like they were well out in front, and then they start losing games, and Cardiff end up winning the league. And I fancied them today. I mean, Llandovery are a very good team, in fairness. But at Eugene Cross Park, you do think Edinburgh would get the job done. And something's gone wrong there, isn't it, in recent weeks? Well, what do you think it is?
I think it's all. I think it's to do with squad size to a degree, because squad was quite limited, to the extent that they had a hooker on license from Bridgend playing in the final. A relatively small squad compared to some of the SRCs, and injuries make a difference. And I think some players played an awful lot of bloody rugby this season.
Yeah, I have to say though, it did get a bit dragonsy for Edinburgh mind. It was like watching the Edinburgh game a little bit. They were panicking in the 22, knock-ons, wild passes. So yeah, it was like watching a repeat of the Edinburgh game, unfortunately. And Edinburgh were normally more clinical. No, they haven't. That's very unlike them.
Really kind of. The rugby isn't pretty, but it's effective. It's just really well drilled, and it just all got a bit more panicky. But, it happens in finals, don't it?
It's just a shame for where Edinburgh were a couple of months ago. You expect them to win the league, they don't, and now they've lost the finals. So it's a bit disappointed, really. But
if any club is interested in working out how to win finals, I've played in 2 finals this season. I won them both, so just
there you go.
Yeah, I can be your winning consultant.
Happy days. So yeah, congratulations to Llandovery. Congratulations to Edinburgh. Go again next year.
So other results, not many games today. In the Premiership, Bargoed losing 18 points to 26 at home to Merthyr. Championship, a varied day for our clubs. Bridgend Athletic beating Penaltha 47-26 at Bridgend. But Bedwas very finished the season unbeaten after a 31-62 away win at Glamorgan Wanderers, who were in second. Imagine scoring 31 points at home and the opposition scoring double the amount. God, that must be painful. And our friend Dan has not managed to keep Adelaide Blind and Gwent up, as he assumed would be the case. They lost 33-14 away to Rumney. And your boys NSD also ended the season on a loss of 14 points to 49 home defeat to Aberdeen. Division 1, just one game, Newport High School All Boys 47, Bedlinog 31. Division 2, Newport Saracens 10, Caldicot 18. Division 3, Risca 15, Chepstow 39. Division 4, Oakdale 42, Abertwsog 0. Division 5, Bargoed Athletics 66, Betos 10. And in Division 6, Mago 12, Neutradiga 36. Neutradiga clinching their promotion last week and just putting the hat on it yesterday.
Lovely stuff. Is that it for me, guys?
Yeah, it is.
Just to quickly add, watching the match coverage, S4C, and they announced the SRC Try the Season award, and it was Lloyd Lewis for Newport against Swansea.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yes, and I was there that day to see it, and quite honestly, it was one of the greatest tries I have ever seen. And if I was scored in Super Rugby or top 14, right, it would have gone viral. But it hasn't for some reason, and it's incredible. If you haven't seen that try, look it up on YouTube. It'll be on S4C's social channels. It is incredible, and I'm really pleased. But I think Kyle Parry's effort against Edinburgh, I think that came second, which that was a very good try as well. But
Class. Yeah, love that.
but Lloyd Lewis won the SRC try of the season, and rightly so, because that was, like I said, one of the greatest tries I've ever seen live. Okay, let's move on then. Our final game of the season this weekend is against Scarlets away. 5:15 kickoff. So, Dragons have one last opportunity to avoid being bottom Welsh region for the first time since 2020. Dragons have been bottom Welsh region 17 times in 22 seasons. Scarlets have finished bottom Welsh region once in their history, only once, but they have finished bottom Welsh region. That was in 2010. Ironically, Nigel Davis was the Scarlets coach at the time. Will history repeat itself, I wonder? I hope so, but will it repeat itself? So yeah, it's a straight shootout now. Who will avoid the Welsh wooden spoon? It's like two bowmen fighting over a comb, isn't it? Let's be honest. Gareth, how do you how do you see this one going?
Oh, I did not want us to be in this position.
No.
This is really not what I wanted to be going in with the last game. I really wanted us to have it sealed up. I think it's tough, like giving it some context. We've had players, I know for a fact, are having injections to get through games at the minute. And speaking to a player after the game who I know is having an injection to play, he said, yeah, it's been a long old season.
There's some players running on fumes, isn't it, in that squad? That's why I say they look tired. I thought that last night as well.
Yeah, and it has been a long season. I think a lot of our success in the back end of the season, the boys have had to get up and go again and go again, and they're playing through the pain barrier. And the guy who said it, playing with injections, said there's some tight bodies. He said, look, but we got one more chance. One last big push. No doubt the boys are going to go there and give everything, but I do feel like we are a little bit spent. And we put everything into that cup run, and it's been a great season, but it's tough. It's not an easy place to go and win. It's a derby match, so I imagine it's going to be close. We can win, and if we do win, it's not like we're going to go down there and we're hoping for a freak result. We're a good enough side to get the win this season, which gives me some hope that we can go and beat them. Just think it's going to be a tight game. It's a derby match. Let's hope we actually can give some of the players the send off they deserve, even though it is away. But yeah, it's going to be tough. What do you think?
I'm looking at the table now. So both of these teams are on 25 points, but Scarlets are in 14th. I haven't got the full sort of data on the table, but I'm guessing it's probably to do with points conceded.
Scored,
Points difference. So yeah, Dragons in 15th on 25, Scarlets on 14, also on 25 points. I just think it'll be a real shame and a sense of frustration if yet again Dragons finish bottom Welsh region. Because it's so boring now, isn't it? Like I said, 17 times now in 22 seasons, and we've made really good progress this season. I don't think that should be forgotten. We are fading. The past couple of games, we are fading away. You could see that. It doesn't surprise me that some players are on injections because some of them look like they're running on fumes now. We're much more competitive than we were last season. And to be honest with you, maybe it's just me being a biased fan. It doesn't feel like we're the worst team in Wales. It really doesn't. And yet, there's a very good chance this weekend that we will be the worst team in Wales, that we will finish below the Scarlets.
We'd have had a better season than the Scarlets, even if they finish above us.
League tables don't lie, though.
Gareth, no, but if you're taking in the whole, with Europe,
that's fine. But ultimately, what I want is just consistent performance in the league. And Jamie said right at the start, if we're serious about being a better team next season, then we have to beat Edinburgh at home. We have to beat Scarlets at home and away. We have to win all those games. If we want to be a proper team, and by a proper team, I mean a chance that's not a team that's not out of the playoffs in December.
Yeah. I mean, one thing though, last season we finished on 9 points. And this season we've taken that to 25 plus the semi-final in Europe. And it's not where we want to be in the league. We don't want to be in this dogfight, but 9 to 25 points and a semi-final is a good step up, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I don't disagree with what you're saying, Gareth. I completely agree. And there is context as well, because we spoke about so many times those free draws which really should have been wins because of missed kicks, They win those games, they're higher up the table. But here's the thing, the Dragons will get judged on their league position because that's what people do.
Yeah.
Because the league is the bread and butter. And for all the progress the Dragons have made, and we know they have, there will be those people, they'll look at the table and they'll go, well, you're still the worst team in Wales. We still finished bottom 2 because that's what people would judge the Dragons on. And it's really unfortunate for me that for all the progress we've made, that we are probably likely to finish 15th. And to be fair, I predicted we'd finish 15th. It is a massive improvement on last season.
Yeah.
Boys, we have to remember, we only won 2 games last season. 1 in the league, 1 in Europe. This year, we've won 7 games and drawn 3 in both competitions. We have made significant improvement. And yet you look at the table and we're in the bottom 2 again. And that's for me where I'm starting to feel a bit of frustration. And it does annoy me a little bit when I keep hearing talk about the playoffs. Like our fans do it every year, but that's fine. But like, Dale McLeod come out and talked about it. We got to stop this talk of playoffs. Well, you have got to stop being the worst team in Wales. Don't even think about top 8. Until you can stop being the worst team in Wales, you can't even think about anything else.
Well, you have to win the games you have to win if you're serious about that. At the minute, we aren't in that position, are we?
We're nowhere near a playoff team. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near a playoff team.
No.
Nowhere near it. We are fundamentally, I said this a few months ago, we are fundamentally a bottom 2 team.
Yeah.
That's just who we are, boys. But it's frustrating because I do feel like we've really kicked on. And we've shown a lot of promise, a lot of progress. But the win column in the league, it's still not enough. We have to be honest about it, boys. We have to be, there's context and nuance to this, isn't there?
12th would be a significant achievement for us at the minute.
Brilliant.
And I think we almost got to set ourselves a target of, let's get 12th for a couple of seasons. Then let's see what we can do.
But I would prefer, this is where I'm different to some fans, I don't know. Now, for me, I would take a higher league position over going deep in Europe. Personally, I would. I'd much rather not be the worst team in Wales and maybe get knocked out in the quarterfinal stage of Europe.
Year on year, yes, but it was amazing to have that run this year.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, it was.
But year on year, yes, I want the consistency in the league. That should be your bread and butter. But as a one-off, it was pretty beautiful, wasn't it?
It was fantastic.
A league is the most pure measurement of how well you're doing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So that's where we need to start getting better.
Yeah. And after we drew our 3rd game, I did say on this pod, we're going to be looking back at the end of the season and ruin those draws. The one against Sharks when Rodri didn't pass to Tinas to set up that drop goal. The one against Ospreys where Tinas missed that kick. And then against Benetton, that was another missed kick, wasn't it? It's fine margins. You got to take your opportunities. It's such a hard league.
I'll tell you what, though, you win those 3 games that were draws, we're still 14th. We only jump over the Scarlets because don't forget, you get 2 points for a draw as well. So it wouldn't even massively.
Yeah, we wouldn't be worst Welsh team, would we?
No,
wouldn't
that
be
is
worst
true.
team.
Yeah, we would actually be clear of the Scarlets and they couldn't catch us, which would have been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the game itself, I mean, we have got experience of winning at Parc y Scarlets. We haven't won there, consistently. But I think our last win there was April 2022. So we know we can go to Parc y Scarlets and win. I don't think Scarlets are a particularly good team. I think they've got some really good players. I think got some excellent players. Fletcher Anderson, I think, has been Welsh Rugby's signing of the season. I think he's been brilliant. But they've got good players.
I think Robert Hunt's been a better signing personally.
Oh, Fletcher Anderson's been brilliant. You got to give credit where it's due. But yeah, Robert Hunt has been brilliant as well. They got good players. Joe Roberts. Max Page is dangerous. Josh McLeod, they have got really good players, the Scarlets, but I don't think they're a particularly good team, and the league table shows that. But we battered them at home at Ronnie Parade, but it's going to be very different at Parc Scarlets because
Yeah.
they are going to be desperate to win this game. They don't want to be finishing bottom Welsh region. They definitely don't want that, and they had a very disappointing loss against the Ospreys. They conceded 19 penalties against the Ospreys. So I think one of the things we can do is if you put pressure on the Ospreys, they will give away penalties. Discipline is a bit of an issue for Scarlets this season. So I think that's one area we should target. Let's get under the skin. Let's put pressure on them. They'll give away penalties. And then we have to be clinical. And this is where our attack really needs to step up because it has been disappointing against Montpellier, hasn't it? And against Edinburgh. We've created opportunities, but we just haven't taken them. They've got to be clinical, particularly in the red zone, Gav, as we keep talking about. But I think we can go there and give it a good crack. But we've talked about it already. I think these players are tired now. And I think the season can't come to an end soon enough. If you've got players on injections and just running on empty, then it's difficult, isn't it? But they've got to give it one last crack, haven't they? To me, there's still plenty to play for. This is not dead rubber. This is not dead rubber by any means, because I think if Dragons did avoid being bottom Welsh region for the first time since 2020, that would be pretty significant, isn't it? If we finish 14th, I think we'd all be pretty happy with that, wouldn't we?
Oh, good, yeah. Well,
considering last season.
We all predicted we'd finish 16th, so.
Yeah, I think I predicted 15th for this season. Gareth, what did you predict? I did read it out, didn't I? On the pod.
13th.
Yeah, Gareth probably said like 3rd or something.
Top 8. just missing out on playoffs. Just missing out on playoffs.
I think he predicted we'd come top.
URC champions.
Unbeaten all season, beating Glasgow by 70 points in the final at Rodney Parade. I'm fairly sure that was his prediction.
We're a few years off our rebuild for that, I think. 2030 season, that'll be.
Oh, blimey. Gavin, how are you feeling about this game then?
I don't think Scarlets are very good. I don't think we're very good. So, we're improving.
We're not very good. I liked your first sentence, Gav. I did not enjoy your second.
Well, we're 15th in the league, Gareth,
Look, I don't need your facts.
If I told you we're in the bottom 12% or something, yeah, you probably wouldn't feel you were doing that well. Yeah, can we win it? Yes. Are we going to win it? Oh, I don't know. It really depends on the day, doesn't it? I don't think this is I really don't think this particularly good Scarlet side. It's a side you can rattle quite easily.
Yeah.
But we have to rattle them, and then we just have to keep our foot on their neck all the way through it.
Yeah, they will give us opportunities to Scarlets.
Yeah,
there will be opportunities in this game, but I just question whether we can take advantage of them because from what we've seen against Montpellier and now Edinburgh, it's getting a bit frustrating that we're putting ourselves in really good positions, but we're just not executing, and that's becoming a big concern.
I would play quite different rugby against them.
How would you set it up then?
Well, I would just be playing territory. I wouldn't be worrying. I would just be putting them on the back foot all the time. Get the ball, turn them round, ball onto grass every time. Just turn them round, turn them round, turn them round. Force them to counter-attack from deep, which I know they like to do, but just up really quick on them. Just force mistakes, force errors. Every time they get the ball, just pressure them, and then just really rely on what we can do in their 22. But not from attacking position, almost just from set pieces, just rolling mauls, just force them not to play rugby.
And
strangle them a bit.
At 10. Not having a proper 10 is...
He's injured. Sam Costello's injured.
Yeah,
Hawkins is playing a 10.
Yeah.
Hawkins is easy. Hawkins is a good 12. He is not a good 10. Just on him, just all the time. Every time he gets the ball, he's got Thomas Young or we've got Keddy just hanging off him.
Yeah.
Force him to make errors. But the place you do that is in their half, not in ours.
They've always been a good team on the front foot, haven't they, the Scarlets?
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. I just push them on their back foot continually. And if Blaine Murray gets the ball, he's looking to counter-attack. He's catching the ball, and there's just someone on him. It's just give him no room to breathe and see what they can do.
It's interesting with Sam Costello, isn't it? So he gets so much stick from the Welsh public when he plays for Wales. Now, I like Sam Costello.
I think he's a good player. Yeah.
I prefer Dan Edwards. I'm a big fan of Dan Edwards, so I make no apologies for that. But I do like Sam Costello. He is a very important player for the Scarlets.
Yeah.
Very important. And I think Joe Hawkins is a very talented player, but he's not a 10.
No.
And his goal kicker, actually, he missed quite a few against the Ospreys. I don't think he's a game controlling 10 in the way Costello is. So,
who's the kiddie? Just at the schoolboy that they've been playing.
Carwyn Leggett-Jones.
Yeah, that's him, yeah.
Yeah, he's talented. He's one for the future.
He looked really good against us. So we had him rattled when he came on against us. I think he chucked one on the ground. I think he got snagged. He had that's another one you'd want to get after. He is tiny. He's literally still in school, isn't he? So
well, I think we just really, and it's not really the style we're playing, but let's for 40 minutes, let's just throw everything at them, just make them make bad decisions.
Yeah, I think you got to say to the players, if you're the coach and team, look, boys, this is it now. You have an opportunity to buck the trend of being bottom Welsh region. For one more game now, just give everything. Empty the tank once more. We know it's asking a lot, but this is it. After this, boys, enjoy yourselves. Go on holiday. Well, some of them be going into the Wales camp soon, won't they? I guess. So there's no rest for the wicked, is there? But you just say to the boys, put your feet up after this, but let's give everything because this is it now. This is Wayno's last ever game as a Dragon. And how good would it be to beat the Turks at Parc y Scarlets? That would be very, very satisfying. Yeah. That would be incredibly satisfying for me personally.
Lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would. You're not going to this game, Gareth, are you?
No, I'm away. And as much as I love to be surrounded by those fucking Turks, I won't be there, so I'll miss out on that one. I will watch it, but yeah, I'm not around. Sorry,
I'm not going to be able to watch it live either.
Crap place to go, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Well, look, I think, to be fair, they have got the best facilities in Wales. They've got a really nice stadium. That barn they got is really good facility, but the location is terrible. It's a really bad location, and I would much rather have Rodney Parade than Parc y Scarlets. Well, yeah. Joke. That'll go down well with our Westphalian listeners, Gareth. Well done.
A joke.
No, why
no, really a joke.
Terrible location being.
Yeah, no, it's on an industrial estate, isn't it? Yeah, it's
the back of DFS, I think it is.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, no one likes Scarlets fans. They are the worst.
I don't know. Lots of my friends are Scarlet fans.
I think them and Cardiff are the worst, personally. Cardiff and Scarlets fans are the worst out of the four.
My views on who I believe to be the worst fans will remain private.
We all know you hate the Ospreys, Gav. Oops, I let the cat out of the bag. He does. Gavin's an Osprey hater.
I don't hate the Ospreys. I just have less time for them than I have for other teams.
Okay. What I was going to say is give me Rodney Parade any day over... Yes. They might have the best stadium in Wales, and boy, do the Turks love to bang on about how brilliant their stadium is compared to the others, but the location is shit, and it's no atmosphere, and I much rather Rodney Parade any day of the week. City centre location, you cannot beat it.
You are quite coming far out to from the pub, pitch as well.
You come out to the pub, straight to the ground. That's what Rodney Parade got. That's what Cardiff Arms Park got. That's why people like going to these stadiums. They want city centre location. When it's on an industrial estate, it's shite. Yeah, it is. It's shite. So, Okay, predictions. I'll kick it off then. Unfortunately, I am going to have to go Scarlets by 8 for all the reasons that we've discussed, because I think we're tired, I think we're jaded, and I don't know if we've got the energy or the execution to finish off these games now. But I really hope the boys give it one last crack, throw everything at it. It'd be interesting to see if Martinez is going to be fit. Now, he came off with a knock. Now, Philo did say that he's been assessed, so they'll make a decision. If he's missing, that's a blow. That's a really big blow.
Yeah, he looked done, didn't he?
Yeah, but apparently he's been assessed. So Philo didn't rule him out completely. He just said he was going to be. So we'll wait to see. you're probably looking at Wyn Jones if he's fit, and then Rodri Jones, which is fine. That's pretty
Yeah.
decent. Very experienced props. I'm okay with that. But I just want to see the Dragons throw everything at it. But I do have this horrible feeling that the Scarlets are going to win. And I think we're going to fade away like we've done the past couple of games. I think we'll be fine for like 45, 50 minutes, but then the Scarlets will pull away and you'll just see Dragons fade as the game goes on. Hope I'm wrong, of course. And I'm not going to be positive because every time I am positive, I make a positive prediction, I always get let down. I was very positive, wasn't I, Gav, for Edinburgh?
We both were.
I said fancy our chances, and look what happened. They let me down again. So I'm sorry, Dragons. I'm not going to be positive about you. I'm going to be very negative and say you're going to lose by 8. Hopefully, prove me wrong. Reverse psychology, see? That's how we're going to play it. Gavin?
I'm predicting a draw.
A draw? That's interesting. But with the Scarlets will still finish above us, though, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but I'm predicting a draw.
A 4th draw of the season, that would be then.
Yeah, and a low scoring one. I'm thinking like an 18-all.
Interesting. Very interesting. Gareth, Dragons by 17, I'm guessing, is it?
42.
No, Dragons by 3. And do you know what? Weirdly, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, even though end of season, hopefully good conditions. You'd imagine it'd be a day for some good rugby, but I just feel it's going to be a turgid Welsh derby. That's going to be no fun to watch. But as long as we get it over the line, I don't care. And I am hoping we just try and strangle the life out of them. I think we've got a better pack than them, especially with who's fit for both sides. So, yeah, I think we can do it with our power up front. And we're pretty settled, didn't we?
Only thing I'd say about that, I think this is a game where you need your big hitters. So I don't know if they're fit and available. We really need Levi Douglas back for this, big Levi. And we also need Paya back because I thought they were missed on Saturday.
Yeah.
Levi Douglas and Fatuli Paya were
we
missed.
did miss Paya off the bench, definitely, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of that. But if we do have a draw, I expect to be referred to as Gavstradamus at all times.
Gavstradamus. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Excellent. That'll do us for this week. Thank you, gentlemen. It's always great to speak to you again, Gareth. Nice to have you back with us. Thank you to our friends at Riverside Sports Bar for their ongoing support of the pod. And thank you all for listening or watching, however you consume this pod. We'll speak to you next week. Will we finish the season with a victory pod? Find out next week. Up the Dragons.